These amendments broaden the definition of animal welfare work to ensure that any person who donates to an animal welfare charity is able to receive the tax benefits that they should. Currently, the Income Tax Assessment Act only covers organizations who work on behalf of native wildlife or provide direct animal care services. This means that too many activities of animal welfare charities then become not eligible for deductible gift recipient status. And excluded from this benefit are organizations that work on preventing animal cruelty, providing community education, disaster and crisis emergency response, advocating for improved animal welfare standards, and providing expertise and advice to governments and industry stakeholders. That is like a huge, huge amount of work that charities and volunteers do to stop animal cruelty or to advocate for animals to be protected in this country. And it is an atrocity for them to not have DGR status. Because people in this country care deeply about animals. We have seen that again and again. There has been a massive movement for decades to end the cruelty that is greyhound racing. And I do hope that that ends next month in Tasmania. But there are other animal cruelty that happens in this country, whether it be on companion animals, whether it be the live sheep export, and it is because of the work of the community and these volunteers and these charities that finally we are going to see an end to live sheep export. So their work needs to be supported and they should have the DGR status. Animal welfare charities are also consistently in the top 3 causes Australian donors support. And I think a lot of them actually wouldn't know that this is going on. It is an issue that is so near and so dear to the hearts of so many people who live in this country. And it is wholly unfair that they do not receive the same benefits as others for contributing to a cause that is really important in protecting sentient, living beings. Independent reviews by the Productivity Commission and the Department of Social Services have actually recommended expanding tax-deductible gift recipient status to include animal welfare advocacy charities. But at the moment, hundreds of animal rescue shelters and many others just do not receive this status. Labour has previously said that they would consider recommendations from the Productivity Commission to ensure DGR rules support the charitable purposes that most Australians support. But these recommendations were made almost 2 years ago, and still there is no action from the government. The current laws severely limit access to major fundraising platforms, restrict donor choice, and discourage the important work that addresses animal cruelty at its source. And there are literally thousands of volunteers working for these charities who put their blood, sweat, and tears in actually rehabilitating, supporting the animals that are so severely, that cruelty is so severely dealt on them. That is just not acceptable. These people put their heart and soul into looking after the animals that come out so scarred and so damaged from these cruel industries, like horse racing, like greyhound racing, and they still do not have the ability to get these tax deductions. The Labour government today has a perfect opportunity to support this amendment and show that they care about animals and the really important work done by so many outstanding animal welfare organizations and the volunteers within those organizations across the country. And it would be really deeply disappointing for so many of them if this did not happen today. This amendment does respond to a very long-running campaign from the animal welfare community. And it would make a massive, a very significant difference to organizations who do so much to care for animals. So I do commend this amendment to the Senate, and I hope that the Labour government can support this amendment.
Authorised by Jay McCall, Australian Greens, Canberra.